All right, Money League motherfuckers. First off, apologies for last week. These Thursday games creep up, and the next thing you know, it's Friday. It's too late to do a video at that point in time. But ultimately, it's my fault. I apologize. And it's week 3, fellas. The feeling out is done. We're starting to see who's who, which team's which, shaking out who are the contenders, who are the pretenders, who's hot, who's not. Top 4, bottom 4, a little bit of a different format today. I'm going to tell you my top 4 teams, a couple of reasons why, my bottom 4 teams. We're going to also hit on a couple of studs, players who were picked round 5 or later and are performing like rounds 1 to 3. And we're going to pick a few duds who are 1 to 3 and are performing 10 or later. But to get Thursday off right, I'm going to do a little bit of scotch. I'm going to pour it in the bottle. That's how we do it. Pour it from the bottle into my glass. Get myself a sip right before rocking things off. Here we go, fellas. There's been some surprising teams here to start off, and I got my top 4, but first we're going to start with the bottom 4. We got 3 2-0 teams. Myself, Shaw, Shmoo, surprisingly. 3 0-2 teams. Mikey, DeForge, and Joey the Jet. Only 2 of those make my bottom 4. Let's see which ones you think it is. First, it's Joey the Jet. 0-2. I don't know what you're up to. Your team isn't that good. There's injuries galore. I think, what do I have here, Joey? Starting Snelling and Ben Jarvis, Green, Ellis as your running backs this week. You're one of my bottom 4. I put you as the last team. The next one I put in there, sorry to do it to you, DeForge. Really struggling. D. Martin hasn't even launched off yet. I don't know if your team ever will. Your wide receivers are a bunch of oldies. I got you at number 11. Number 10, I'm putting Chad. Chad, you're 1-1. I get it. I understand. But your running backs, David Wilson, second round pick. I think he's got 10 points. I don't even know who you got going on at wide receiver over there. You got some suspect receivers. You better hope Tavon Austin sticks with it. Peyton Manning, obviously, is your saving grace. You need him to put up 1,200 a week. I got you at number 10. And number 9, Cuba, Jacob Carpier's. Like I said, hit or miss. You got a lot of people who haven't proven themselves in fantasy football. Spiller, last year, great. But we'll see how it produces. Luck's your starting quarterback. You're even starting Alex Smith this week. It's not pretty. And I know you think your team is good. It isn't that good. Those are my bottom 4. In order. Joey, DeForge, Chad, Cuba. And then my top 4. I'm number 1. Team's monstrous. Forget it. 2-0. Most points. You can't deny me being number 1 right now. I also have a surprise number 2. It's Shmoo. Vic and McCoy home runs. I hate that I got to face them tonight, but they're home runs. I do appreciate you trading me a top 24 running back in Noshawn Moreno for your backup. You love handcuffs. You got him. Love it. Number 3, I'm not going with the other 2-0 team. I'm going with Justin. Justin, your team is pretty stacked. Cruz, Victor Cruz, Larry Fitzgerald, Marshawn Lynch, Matt Stafford. That's a team to be reckoned with. And Shaw, I sneak you in at number 4. You might be number 3. It's a little push and pull there with you and Justin. But AP, Matty Ice, Demarius Thomas, you got a solid squad. So at the top, you got me, Shmoo, Justin, and you got Shaw in my power rankings. And you already have my bottom 4. And now I want to talk a little bit about studs and duds. The studs, round 5 or later, blowing up, producing like top 3 rounds, never mind probably top 2 rounds. And the first one has got to be Michael Vick. Dude's blowing up. Now, Shmoo, if you can get him in the lineup at the right time, it'll be a hit, but you got the right guy there. Jordy Nelson, can't pass up on Jordy Nelson. Dude's got 3 touchdowns. He's killing it. He's got almost 200 yards in 2 weeks. D-Jack's going bananas for you, Clint. Cameron Jordan, that tight end, yeah, he's producing, and he's producing well. So I think it's you, Kuba, who's got him. I got you in my bottoms. He's one of your good players. And Noshawn Moreno, who would have expected it? He overcame Monty Ball, Hillman. He's the beast. 2 touchdowns last week. He's going to keep it going. He gets passes. And my duds, top picks between rounds 1 and 3 who aren't doing shit. And I hate to put these guys in there because I love the New England Patriots, but Tom Brady and Stephen Ridley, the Forge, they're the reason why you're 0-2. Hopefully it turns around. I believe in them. I believe in them turning it around. Fantasy-wise, they ain't doing anything. MJD hits this list. David Wilson, I mean, come on. The guy's an absolute fucking bust. And Ray Rice, even before he hurt himself last week, he wasn't doing anything. I got him in the league. It's hurting me. I love the guy. He just doesn't have it anymore. Those are my studs and my duds. Studs, Vic, Cam Jordan, D-Jax, No Sean, Jordy Nelson. Duds, Ray, David Wilson, MJD, TB12, and Stephen Ridley. And that brings us to our one-of-a-kind picks. Like I said, I'm streamlining picks. I haven't printed out GOW, BOW. I can't find the fucking papers anywhere. It's fucking killing me. People throwing shit out in my house. I put them in a drawer for a reason, because it's my drawer, and now they're gone. Anyways, game 1, Mikey 0-2 versus Clint 1-1. Clint, I wasn't fucking around when I was telling you I think T. Rich is completely falling off. They got rid of him for a reason. They don't believe in him in Cleveland. Why the fuck would he do any better in Indy? Mikey gets the win. He goes to 1-2. Clint falls to 1-2. Next matchup, the Forge versus Igor. 0-2 versus 1-1. Just like the matchup before. The Forge, I think it's the week you get a win. I got you in my bottoms. I think Brady, Ridley finally gets back into the mix. Igor, you're 1-1. You got a decent team. I just think this week isn't your week. The Forge backs, gets a win, pushes up to 1-2. Igor, you fall to 1-2. Joel versus Clint. 2 1-1 teams. I'm going Joel here. Kaepernick, Forte. I think if Kaepernick goes off, Indy's defense is Swiss cheese this year. Forte is just a monster. You go to 2-1. Clint, you go to 1-2. You and Mikey are back to even at the top. And you know, the funny thing is, you know when your team hasn't been doing so hot in the last few years, when all you're doing is looking at the history and hoping you can have some fun history about it. Want to be number 1 in the history. Worry about your fucking team now. Don't worry about your wins and losses from the past. Mikey and Clint, you fucking pussies. This next game, to me, almost was the BOW. It's basically BOW number 2, because I have another one, number 1. Justin versus Kuba. This is going to be a fucking smoke show. Justin's going to crush Kuba. Plain and simple. It's going to be ugly. You're both 1-1. After this week, Kuba, you're 1-2. Justin, you're 2-1. You solidify that number 3 spot in the power rankings. You might even bump up to number 2 because we got 2 2-0 teams facing off against each other in the GOW. Little spoiler alert. In the real BOW, Shaw's going to absolutely smoke the Jet. 2-0 versus 0-2. AP finally goes off. Matty Ice is continuously putting up points and will continue to do so. I just don't know how you're going to do it with Jason Snelling and the Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis as your starting running backs. Fantasy running backs do matter. Maybe not in real football, but in fantasy they are 2 solid positions. And you don't have anyone capable of producing points in those spots. Shaw kills you. Onto the GOW. You got 2-0. Me. 2-0. Shmoo, the surprising team. And you got 2 of his guys going tonight in Vic and McCoy. I'm not delusional. They're probably going to go off. It's going to be a barn burner. Both of us are going to be up near the 2000s. It's just so happens that Breeze has his breakout this week. He's got to throw for 404 touchdowns. It's his turn to do it. It's going to be epic. Breeze, Julio, Jordy. Forget it. You're not going to beat me. I'm putting up over $2,000 again. I'm moving to 3-0. You're dropping down to 2-1, although you're still going to be pretty highly ranked in my power rankings, buddy. Keep your chin up there. So ultimately, here's the picks. Mikey beats Clint. The Forge over Igor. Mikey beats Chad. Sorry, Chad. The Forge over Igor. Joel over Clint. Justin kills Kuba. Shaw kills Joey. And I, in a really tough fought dogfight, beat Shmoo to move to 3-0. Everybody have an enjoyable week 3. I love you.